Hi, welcome to the January 2017 Patreon review request video. What happens is every month, I don't need to explain this to you, you probably know it if you're watching this video, my donors for $10 or more each month are asked, hey, what's something you'd like me to review? And they can respond with anything, and they have. So this is a list of those, we have 24 this month, 24 anythings. I'm going to read them to you, tell you a little bit about what I know about them, and then we'll do a random drawing. Now, it's occurred to me, this might be obvious to you guys, you can think of these as doing some cat management, there's a cat right there. You can think of these as kind of recommendations in a way. In some cases, I think the votes are, hey, I don't know much about this, you look into it and write about it. But more often, I think these are people saying, here's something that's really cool, I like it, I know your stuff well enough that I support you on Patreon. I think you might like it, or you might be interested in it. So I am super excited to see these, especially when they're things that I don't know anything about. And I've been thinking of them as recommendations. Although if you want to punk me, that's certainly allowed as well. So let's go down the 24 that we have for, before we start, you can fast forward past this if you want. I'm going to do something I almost never do. I'm going to drink a beer. This isn't just a beer, this is a milk stout nitro, which was almost literally airdropped in by one of my supporters named Alex Chapman. These have been really hard to find at my local beer store, I guess you call those liquor stores, for some reason, and for literally months they haven't had them. These have been AWOL. So Alex Chapman, on the occasion of New Year's Eve, sent me and my very good friend Christian Morosky 2 6-packs of these, and also some weird rum drink, which we enjoyed, but mainly these are awesome. So I'm going to drink one. Now what's cool about these, I don't like beer. I have not liked beer for a long time, but this isn't beer. This is milk stout nitro. So one of the cool things about this is it's not super carbonated. I've got a throat deal where carbonation feels weird to me. So this, by the way, look at this awesome old school beer opener. This is stuff that doesn't have normal carbonation. So what you're supposed to do, according to the rules on the box, is called a hard pour. So watch this. Kat, I apologize in advance if I get beer on you. All right, here we go. Hard pour. Look at that. You wouldn't do that with a normal beer. Whoops. Yeah, okay. That was close. This is a pint glass. It is perfectly sized. I think this is going to be okay. Hold on. Now, see that it's so not beer, because I wouldn't like it if it was beer. All right, so I am going to sip this. It does feel a little weird on my throat, but I like this. I'm going to sip this while we go through this month's 24 Patreon review request submissions. All right. It's like a milkshake. I swear, that's... Man. Okay, here we go. Number one, from Jarmo P. Something called Skeletons. I didn't know what it was. It's a movie, and I've never heard of it. I don't know the guy who directed it. The link that he sent me, apparently Jason Isaacs is in it. Did you guys watch the OA? I thought that was terrible. Jason Isaacs is really good in the OA, though. So he's apparently in this. The director is someone named Nick Whitfield. I can't read my writing. But it's the little tagline on the Amazon.com page compared it to With Nail and I. So I'm on board for that. Jarmo P. Skeletons, whatever that is. Number two, Frank V. So there are a couple of submissions in the vein of what Frank V. Is about to mention here that are unusual, but I love unusual. So the first one is Frank V. would like me to write up Awesome Games Done Quick 2017. I didn't know what that was. I thought it was some sort of a conference, like a... Okay. I thought it was some sort of a conference like a game jam, where you have to make a game in 10 minutes. Although it's a bit presumptuous to then call it Awesome Games, right? Before you even made it. It's not what this is. These are speed runs they do for charity. And Frank specifically says he would like to know which runs I enjoyed. And the charity this year is, I love saying these guys' name, they're Doctors Without Borders, but they're French in origin. So they are technically, I don't know if this is right, but I'm going to try it, Médecins Sans Frontières. I don't know. So at any rate, it's a charity event, and these speed runs are online. So that's Frank V's choice. Alexi V, Heroes of Might and Magic 3 Complete. Now, I've kind of lost track of which Heroes of Might and Magic are which. I don't know why he specifies 3, and he also specifies he wants it with the HD mod, not the HD edition. I'm very curious. What's the difference? Why is the mod not the edition, and vice versa? I've not been a super big fan of the direction the Heroes games have gone, so maybe Alexi V is suggesting 3 because there's specifically something that it does that is more in touch with the original Heroes games. I don't know. Number 4, Eric G would like a review of Seven Wonders, a card drafting game, but the 2-player variant, or the 2-player release. It's a standalone game called Duel. So Seven Wonders Duel. He specifically is looking for games to play with his fiance. Man, I could just rattle off a list of recommendations now, but I'll refrain. Lord of the Rings, The Confrontation. Brendan M. Oh, this is easy. He would like a review of Nautilian, which, where is it? I guess it's out in the dining room. Shoot a monkey. I would have liked to have waved my copy of Nautilian in front of you, because it was kind of hard to find. At any rate, Nautilian is the latest Oniverse game. Yeah, I guess it's out there. And Brendan would like me to write that up. So far, I'm really enjoying it. I'm still in the honeymoon phase, though. And I'm disappointed there are misprinted tokens. That makes me grumpy. Number 6, Gene V would like a review. Okay, this was also puzzling, but I think I know what's behind this. Gene V wrote up a very nice, cat with the claws, wrote up a very nice couple of paragraphs about why he is choosing this particular thing. And I think I have an idea what's behind it. Oh God, cat management. All right. This cat weighs like 20 pounds, so this is not easy. He would like me to go to Rose's Cafe in Temecula. And he specifically recommends the chicken fajitas and tortillas. Wait, tortillas, is that right? Yeah. So Rose's Cafe is apparently a place that was started in Texas. It did very well. And the owner opened a branch. What is that? What do you call a franchise? No, what do you call an episode? The owner opened an episode of Rose's Cafe here in Temecula, which I don't know Temecula. It's, I think, renowned for having a casino. But it's about halfway between here and San Diego. So he was like, yeah, go on a road trip, enjoy the chicken fajitas and the tortillas. So I think what's behind this is this kind of nurturing idea of, hey, treat yourself to a good meal. So Gene V, excellent suggestion. I would be happy to make a road trip to Temecula to try Rose's Cafe. It sounds great. And Gene said, call first to make sure it's still there. Gene, it is. Number 7. All right, cat, hold on. This is a weird one. David D would like me to cover a game called Approaching Infinity from Shrapnel Games. Approaching Infinity, which I actually have tried. It's a couple of years old. It's a super detailed, David, would you call it a roguelike? I mean, in what little I remember of it, it did seem roguelike-ish. Yeah, so I own that, and he would like me to write that up. Now, when you go to the Approaching Infinity page on Shrapnel Games, it says, like the little marketing copy says, Kirk, Solo, Reynolds. Don't you want to be a spaceship captain like them? Now, I got the first two. Captain Kirk, Han Solo, Reynolds. I don't know Burt Reynolds commanded a spaceship. Who knew? So, Approaching Infinity, number 7. That's David D's nomination. Sean K, what's going on with this? Sean K would like Bandit Kings of Ancient China, a 1989 DOS game about Bandit Kings of Ancient China. If it's not Koei, it looks very much like a Koei game. And he linked me to an abandonware site where it's playable online. It's the whole thing. It's like, I guess it runs in Flash or whatever. You just log in, you're playing the game. It looks butt ugly, but it's Bandit Kings of Ancient China. It's 1989. And I used to love those kinds of games. Maybe we'll see if they hold up. That is number 8. Number 9, Andrew K. I've seen this movie. I've seen this movie on Netflix, not in the sense that I've seen the movie, but I've seen it on Netflix. You know what I mean. Andrew K. would like The Dark Valley to be reviewed. What I know about it has Sam Riley in it, and I'm not sold on Sam Riley, which is probably why I haven't watched it. And he suggests watching it with German subtitles? I don't know why that would be. Patrick M., a review of Coppola's Rumblefish. That's an odd choice, Patrick. I recall loving Rumblefish when I was a kid. Maybe we'll see if that holds up. Andrew S. Was it the only Andrew S. this month? Yeah, the only Andrew S. Cowboy Bebop. The series. Huh. I don't know if he's trolling me. What I know about Cowboy Bebop is the lead character is named Sailor Moon. That's all I know. Craig, a review of Warhammer 40k Sanctus Reach, which just came out. It's little dudes on a map fighting each other. Tactical combat, we'll call it that. Warhammer branded, in case you couldn't infer that. Sam S., a review of Blues Brothers, the original movie from way back when. Man, I have very fond memories of that. I have very fond memories specifically of John Belushi. John Belushi was, this is going to sound weird, John Belushi and John Ritter were probably hugely formative to me in my sense of humor as a little kid. I just remember thinking those guys were hilarious. Now I've made myself sad. Did you guys see Bad Santa? That's John Ritter was so cute in that. Okay, Fraser W., Housebound, a horror movie from New Zealand. It looks like I have to exfiltrate the cat. Bear with me 1 second. I'll continue talking. Come over here. All right, dude, I was making a video. I told you to sleep. All right, go on. All right. The cat has left the building, the premises at least. Okay, sorry about that. I should edit that out, whatever. Okay, so Housebound. Yeah, that's something I've seen on Netflix. Not seen on Netflix, but seen on Netflix and haven't watched. It just doesn't taste like beer. Look, I'm a third of the way through. Number 15. All right. Now, sometimes I actually love, it's not that I don't care which of these win, but to be perfectly honest, I equally wish some of them won more equally than others. Here's one that I really hope kind of wins. Juan R. would like a review of Enemy Action: Ardennes. So it's a tabletop war game. It's super complex. It's from a developer named John Butterfield, who has done some amazing, great games. It's under a bunch of stuff, but I've got a couple of them over there. What I love about Enemy Action's Ardennes, and what I've heard is its unique selling point, because it's another Battle of the Bulge game. Who cares, right? Is that it's a really cool, distinctive, that it's a unique solitaire game system. And what I'm actually not sure, is it a solitaire-only game? Or is it a two-player game that also supports solitaire? I don't know. But I've been really curious about it. A good friend of mine, actually a couple of good friends of mine, have recommended it very strongly. The problem is it's like $100 or something. But if it wins, and that's probably the only reason I haven't gotten it, is I just haven't pulled the trigger on a $100 purchase. But if it wins, I would gladly do that. So this would be a perfect excuse to spend $100 on a game that I've heard a lot about and I would love to try. So Juan, I'm secretly hoping you win. Johan O. Okay, this was interesting. A movie called Song of the Sea. So I went to IMDb to look at the page, and it looks like a kiddie cartoon. However, offsetting the fact that it looks like a kiddie cartoon, it's Irish. So I don't know what that means, but I don't know if Irish kiddie cartoons are more for adults, like Japanese kiddie cartoons, Miyazaki, My Neighbor Totoro, for instance. That's for adults just as much as kids. Maybe the Song of the Sea thing is like that. That's number 16. Number 17, Hoarder S, Alpha Protocol. Whoa! There's a blast from the past. I loved that game. I'm sure I played through it like probably 3 or 4 times. I'd love to do a 4 or 5. A very good Obsidian choice or consequence game. And true to Obsidian, a little clunky, but I'd love to play through that again. Number 18, John J. Once again, he votes, as last month, for Rick and Morty. And because I made fun of it before as being a cartoon, he insists it's an adult cartoon. So, okay, John, we'll find out. Well, yeah, we'll see. And I'll probably look at it anyway just because I'm curious now. You know, I've confused it. Did I mention this before? Bob's Burgers. Is that the same thing? Is that a different thing? Do Rick and Morty star in Bob's Burgers? I don't know. And are those Adult Swim? What is Adult Swim? A channel? A show? Like an anthology show? Is South Park part of Adult Swim? I really don't know these things. I don't know cartoons. 19, Bruce G. This is kind of in the same vein as Frank V's vote for Awesome Games Done Quick 2017. Bruce G is selecting ConSim World Expo 2017. If you're like me, you don't know what that is. I looked it up and I think it is, I don't know if it's GMT specifically, but GMT, they make games. I think they published Enemy Action Ardennes. You can see right over here, I have several GMT games. I think this is their yearly convention. At any rate, it's this summer, I didn't write when it is, in Tempe, Arizona. So I looked it up, it's a 6-hour drive. I would make it. If this gets chosen, you know, I wouldn't have to do it, of course, until the actual event. But if this gets chosen, I would go to ConSim World Expo in 2017. And specifically, there's something there called monstergame.com, which you might think, oh, yeah, a game about monsters. The idea apparently is that there are really huge, ambitious, multi-hour games, like I think of Twilight Imperium 3, for instance, that you rarely get to play. I think the idea of this monstergame.com, whatever it is, it's represented at ConSim World Expo. The idea is you bring one of these monster games and you hunker down and you commit to the time to play it. I don't know. But anyway, that is Bruce G's pick for summer. It's in Tempe, Arizona. It would involve a road trip. And I am guessing or hoping that maybe Bruce G chose that because he's going. We'll see. Number 20, Clay H. Would like me to do a review of the tours of the Jet Propulsion Laboratories. Now, I happen to live very near the JPL, which is kind of a part of NASA meets Caltech, and they had a baby, and it's called JPL. You guys saw The Martian, right? So they give free tours, and I've actually done this before. He would like me to write this up. And I think what he's getting at here is a very good friend of mine, a couple of friends actually, work at JPL. And she has set me up to go on this tour before, and I saw some very cool things. So he's maybe saying, hey, go again and write that up. What is it like? So the free JPL tour, almost literally down the street, well, down the freeway from me. 21, Clay H. last month. Was it last month or the month before? But at any rate, he suggested that I review a bottle of whiskey. So I was considering, what if I put those two together? Drink a bottle of whiskey, do the free tour at JPL. What kind of trouble would I get in? I might get deported. Colton W. Okay, this is interesting. Number 21 is Colton W. choosing Alone in the Wilderness. What do you think that is? I'm going to sip this beer while you consider. Right. You think it's one of these early access survival games, right? There was an Amazon link when Colton chose it. So I clicked on it. It was like, oh, it's a book. Nope, not even that. It's a PBS documentary. Yeah, Alone in the Wilderness. A guy goes out in the wilderness alone, naturally, and builds a cabin. Now, it being a documentary, was he alone? Did he bring a documentary crew? Did he shoot it himself? Maybe we'll find out. That's number 21. And Colton specifically cited the popularity of survival games and said, hey, what would you think of this in the context of how popular survival games are? 22, Matthew C. I always love the opportunity to say this gentleman's name. The Longest Journey, which is a classic game by Ragnar Turnquist. I've never played it. Yeah, I don't think I've ever played it. So that's Matthew C.'s choice. Number 23, Alex C. Cheers. Here we go. Here we go. Imperial Stout Narwhal by Sierra Nevada. I guess another beer. Alex C. Sorry, I outed his last name. Don't intend to do that. How could it be any different, or how could it be any better than this, what I've got here? why would I step down from this to Imperial Stout Narwhal by Sierra Nevada? I actually know what Sierra Nevada is. Isn't that just crappy beer you buy at a supermarket? All right, it's number 23, Alex C's choice. And then finally, Greg R, number 24. Here's what he wrote, and I wasn't sure, and he wrote it in all caps. I don't know if maybe he'd had a beer like I'm having. Maybe he was just super enthusiastic. But he wrote in all caps, Rainbow Siege 6 Mother Trucka. Trucka, Trucka. So I read this and I was like, is that DLC? Did Ubisoft really release DLC for Rainbow Siege 6 called Mother Trucka? So Greg, if your intent was to troll me, you got me. I Googled it thinking, is there really DLC named Mother Trucka? There is not. So Rainbow Six Siege, a shooter I quite like. I presume Greg R would just like a review of that. So 24 this month. Let's go to randomresult.com and tell it to choose a number between 1 and 24. And everything will be above board here, so you guys will see. All right. Wait. Hold on. Reset. Wait, what's going on? Refresh. Yeah, reset. There. Okay, here we go. You guys can see this, right? Between 1 and 4. No, oh, good Lord. This is like... Okay, here we go. Ready? Did it go? No, it didn't. Okay, let's try again. Because I'm looking at... Wait, jeez, Pete. Here. Don't try to drink and come up with a random number at the same time. All right, here we go. Come on, stupid iPad. Okay, there we go. Oh, there. Wait, you guys see that? See that? See the number? That is 18. Oh, God. 18. John Jay's Rick and Morty. He swears it's an adult cartoon. He doesn't swear. He says it's an adult cartoon. Let's find out. So that is coming up. So thank you guys so much. Seriously, I love these recommendations. I love the unexpected things. I love even though I'm inferring that it may not be there, but this kind of maternal sensibility of, hey, treat yourself to a nice meal. I love you guys recommending movies I've never heard of. Skeletons. What is that? I plan to find out. I am really enjoying, well, you know what, you guys can read about it when I write the review. But if you support me for $10 or more, you can do this once a month. I really appreciate these. So stand by for a review of Rick and Morty, season 1, I think he said. I don't know how many seasons there are, but I'm only beholden to the first season. So stand by for a review of that. And thank you guys so much for supporting me, and I'll see you in a month. Cheers. I almost finished the whole thing.